and welcome to Sandpaper. Mohol apnalokor Ashmita ba and welcome back to the channel. So for the ones jone mok prothom bar dekhise mor kotha okonman janai diu. I am Ashmita Rekha Bora. Now apnaloke mok Ashmita ba boli koy. Moi rank 9 asilu in Assam Land and Revenue Service APSC 2019 batch junto moi mor first attempt clear korisilu. 2019 or পৰা 2024 লকে মই গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট অফ আসামৰ লগত চাকৰি কৰি আছিলো সাৰ্কেল অফিচাৰ আৰু এক্সিকিউটিভ মেজিষ্ট্ৰেট হিচাপে 2024 ত মই ৰিজাইন দিলো ফ্ৰম মাই সাৰ্ভিসেস স্টাৰ্টেড Sandpaper and এতিয়া আপোনালোকৰ লগত জড়িত হৈ আছো থ্ৰু Sandpaper সো প্ৰিলিমছ ইজ নিয়াৰ আজি কেইদিন হৈছে আই থিংক ৰাতিপুৱা যেতিয়া মই গোল দিছিলো মই চালো কি আই থিংক about 53 days are left till prelims and itialoke apnaloke nijor like sources bur consolidate kori loise boli moi guess korisu aru jodi kora nai itiao time ase you should consolidate your sources you should see what sources are you studying so aji amar marathon series part 1 moi loi ahisu aru marathon series anim ami hokolwe mili anim and today juntu moi marathon of first series anisu it is a very important series like very important video আৰু এই ভিডিওটো একচুয়ালি মই বনাইছিলো আমাৰ ক্র্যাশ কোর্সৰ ল'ৰা-ছোৱালী সকলৰ কাৰণে আসাম প্লাছৰ ল'ৰা-ছোৱালী সকলৰ কাৰণে ওকে বাট দেন আই ৰিয়েলাইজ কি ইউ শুড একচুয়ালি হ্যাভ আ গ্লিম্পস কি বেলে ক্র্যাশ কোর্সটো কেনেকুৱা চলি আছে আৰু আপোনালোকৰ ক্র্যাশ কোর্সত কি পঢ়াই আছে আপোনালোকৰ ক্র্যাশ কোর্সত আকৌ হেই ঘিসা পিটা পুৰণা বস্তুবোৰে পঢ়াই আছে নেকি আৰু ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট বস্তুবোৰ পঢ়োৱা নাই নেকি So to make you have a glimpse of whatever is going inside the Sandpaper crash course and Assam Plus series, I have brought this out. And I think it is very important. Apnaloke jete gote video to sabo, you'll realize that. And there is Marathon Series 1. That is the first part of the Marathon series because more marathons are coming. And Aji to whole acts passed by Assam Legislative Assembly for the last 1 year. So আমি আসাম পলিটি যেতিয়া পঢ়ো আসাম পলিটি মই পঢ়াও আপোনালোকক ইন Sandpaper নরমাল পলিটিও মই পঢ়াও আসাম পলিটি যেতিয়া আমি পঢ়ো আমি খুব বেছি কি পঢ়ো আমি অসমৰ ডিসইন্টিগ্রেশন পঢ়িললো তাৰ পিছত আমাৰ লাইক পোস্ট মডাৰ্ন আসাম যোনটো হয় তাৰপিছত আমাৰ লাইক এডমিনিস্ট্ৰেটিভ সিস্টেম বদলাটো পঢ়িললো বাট আমি অসমৰ ভিতৰৰ ওয়াৰ্কিংটো অকমান কারেন্ট এফেয়ার্সত পঢ়িলো বাট আমি ওয়ার্কিং অফ দা গভর্নমেন্ট আমি কেতিয়াও জেনারেলি এটা ব্লাইন্ড স্পটত গুছি যায় So it caught my eye and my bhabi look it is very important ki actually ki act pass hoise. So we need to study. So what we did, we put out a whole list. I put out a whole list of the acts passed by Assam Legislative Assembly. Quite a few number asile. January 2025 or pra March 2026 loke. Because March 2026 loke palu April to election hol. So tar majot junbur hyper important act ase hebur aji ami pohim. Aru okol ene upor nohoy ami details ot pohim. আমি deep dive করিম and I will suggest that you save this video share it to your friends in case like you love your friends because post 78 hi hai so ebar we will have to pull our socks up so bhalke sabo video too it is extremely important and it's a glimpse inside how our crash course works our current affairs work so amar crash course kotha koi asu jodi olopman sai lo our crash course has already started ইতিয়া আমি ক্র্যাশ কোর্সত কারেন্ট অ্যাফেয়ার্স অলমোস্ট টুয়ার্ডস দি এন্ড আহিছো বিকজ আমাৰ ক্র্যাশ কোর্সত আপোনালোকৰ কারেন্ট অ্যাফেয়ার্স মডিউল ম্যাপ মডিউল আসাম এসেনশিয়ালস মডেল আসাম প্লাস মডিউল টেস্ট সিরিজ যত 60 টা টেস্ট আর अवेलेबल মোস্ট মানে হট প্যানকেক সেলিং টেস্ট সিরিজ সো হেবুর সব ইনভলভ হৈ আছে আপোনালোকৰ ক্র্যাশ কোর্সত আই হ্যাভ কেপ্ট দ্য প্রাইস এট 5600 লাস্ট ইয়ার নিচিনা সেম সো কারেন্ট অ্যাফেয়ার্স আমাৰ সাকে 3 months we are remaining হেতু এই উইকত আমি ফিনিশ কৰি দিম আৰু আমাৰ আসাম প্লাস যোনটো আমাৰ সেকেন্ড মোস্ট হট সেলিং হয় বিকজ এটো জেডি সাৰে পঢ়ায় আসাম পলিটি মই পঢ়াও আসাম ইকোনমিক চক্ৰবৰ্তী সাৰে পঢ়ায় জিওগ্ৰাফি নিশান্তে পঢ়ায় সো আসাম প্লাসৰ আমি আসাম হিষ্ট্ৰী তাৰে মেডিভেল আৰু এনশিয়েন্ট পঢ়াই শেষ কৰিলো তাৰপিছত ইকোনমি হল খালি অসম ইকোনমিক সাৰ্ভেটো পঢ়াব এতিয়া তাৰপিছত জিওগ্ৰাফি হৈ গল ম্যাপ হৈ গল পলিটি মই পঢ়োৱা আৰম্ভ কৰিব উলাইছিলো ইন দ্য মিন টাইম ইকোনমিটো আগত কেইটামান দুটা আৰু এক্সট্ৰা ক্লাছ লাগে বুলি ক'লে তেওঁ সো উই হ্যাভ লাইক তেওঁ দি দিয়া গৈছে আৰু এতিয়া মই পঢ়াম নেক্সট উইকৰ পৰা অসম পলিটি যাৰ আজি আপুনি এটা গ্লিম্পস পাব and our crash course has proven to be one of the most deep crash courses that is available ami uri nezao and I am pretty sure ki once you take up our crash course you will be very happy that you chose us hekarne moi bare ko ki it will be of great benefit to you already classes quite a few number goise and price reasonable ase so I don't see any reason why you should not take our crash course And so 60 number of tests already apnalokor 42 to gole বহুত বেছি ভৰ অসম দিছো মই এবাৰ 36 ৰ পিছৰ ফালৰ পৰা 40 50 হেনেকে অসমৰ কোৱেশ্চন দিছো আমি বা 30 40 হেনেকে কাৰেন্ট এফেয়াৰ্সৰ প্ৰশ্ন দিছো সো দ্যাট আপোনালোকে অলপমান ভালকে আপোনাৰ মাইন্ডটো জগল হৈ যায় আৰু মেপ মডিউলটো ডান only Assam essentials also finish আপোনালোকে লাইক ইউ নো কাহিনাখন আমাৰ এজন ষ্টুডেন্ট আহিছিলে যোনে আমাক দেখুৱাইছে কি I think almost everything that has ever been asked in APSC, be it departmental exams, be it normal APSC CCE, সব আমি কভার কৰিছো আমি ইন্টেনশনালি হেনেকে কই পেপার সাইজে কভার কৰা নাছিলো কিন্তু আমি যেটা পঢ়াই গৈছো সব কভার হৈ গৈছে and we are very glad that it has happened. So Assam essentials extremely important, the hub of all the questions, basic questions of Assam. So whatever milai we have the crash course for you and 53 days are still left and I think itya jodi you consolidate your source it will be the best. Okay. And also our foundation batch already made ami ekma ki ek hafta pisu alu because all this crash course thing was happening so we are starting from 28th May 28th May pa ami start korisu morning 9:30 pa this time starting 7:45 no hoy 9:30 ba 9:45 pa we are starting so I think we are the best choice for you guys with the number 1 credible team in Assam 4 officer mentors 4 expert mentors and one to actual one-on-one mentorship hum jhoot nahi bolte actual one-on-one mentorship we are available on a missed call we are available on a phone all of time lagi jai ke diba mure time lagi jai ke diba edin do din reply dibole because a lot of you are having even small issues ami try koru ki apnalokok ami personally help koribo paru so foundation batch at least this too we can say that we do produce lesser attempts and better results and I think you will be very happy with us in Sandpaper. Okay, chalo. So now we will be starting with our like you know video. India G style ot ami pohim. Ei style to amar olop amar jonbur class hoy. Normal amar jonbur classes hoy je crash course or class hok ba amar kiba hok current affairs or class hok all of hetu style or ami class to korim. So all of digholia hobo because there are a lot of acts that we are going to study today and I am pretty confident ki junbur ami pohibo goi asu they are very important like very hyper important boli eni thumbnail ot likha nai so it is very important for you guys je apnaloke gute act gu bhalke pao okay so we are starting from Assam Fixation of Ceiling on Land Holding Amendment Act 2025 okay so Assam Fixation of Ceiling on Land Holdings Act actually naam to huni pela amar lagibo pare kino act etu kenukanu act but ei act er kotha apnaloke sobei jane এটো হেতু এক যত মাটি পাট্টা দিয়া গৈছে আমাৰ টি প্লান্টেশন ওয়ার্কার সকলক নামটো খালি আমি বহুতে কনটেক্সট জানিব পাৰো নামটো নে জানিব পাৰো সো নামটো ভালকে চাই লওক Assam Fixation of Ceiling on Land Holding Amendment Act 2025 so 10 December 2025 ত গভর্নৰৰ এসেন্ট পালে হে বিল অফ এক্ট বনিব so 10 December ত পালে let us a little bit understand what is inside the act. So Assam's Fixation of Ceiling on Land Holding Amendment Act 2025 amends the Assam Fixation of Ceiling on Land Holdings Act 1956. So amendment boli jeta likhisu tar mane ami buji paisu ki tar original ekhon act asile juntu amar a current Assam Fixation of Ceiling on Land Holding Amendment Act tar original act khonar naam obviously hol Assam Fixation of Ceiling on Land Holdings Act 1956. So itia juntu 2025 or amend hoise tar original act khon kiman sonor asile 1956 or asile. The original law was enacted to impose ceilings on land ownership, prevent concentration of land in a few hands, identify surplus land and promote equitable redistribution. So 1956 jeti ami sabo jao this is the time when there were a lot of land movements happening across India. আপোনালোকে সকে অলপমান কনটেক্সট হোল্ড কৰিব পাৰিব তেতিয়ালৈকে জামিনদাৰী এবলিশন হৈছে ভূদান গ্ৰামদান মুভমেন্ট বিলাকৰ ষ্টাৰ্টিং হৈছে ইনিশিয়েশন হৈছে in those days itself আমাৰ ইয়াত এইটো এটা act pass হল যে Assam Fixation of Ceiling on Land Holding Act 1956 so তাত ডিসাইড হৈছিল কি এটা স্পেসিফিক বিঘা x বিঘা of land per owner হে তেওঁলোকে legally own কৰিব পাৰে বাকিখিনি গভৰ্ণমেন্টৰ তাৰ এলট হৈ যাব বা they will be able to utilize it for public purposes so হেনুকুৱা act খনত within tea estates labor lines were earlier treated as land used for ancillary plantation purposes, which meant tea garden worker continued to live on estate control land without ownership right or legal security. So although ceiling land asile, labor line of junkhini manu bohi asile, june already plantation worker asile, but teolukok mati sabaganor matite teoluke bosor din dhori bokhoti korisile, teolukor mati khiniku kintu teolukor namot di dia nasile, they were written as land for ancillary purpose. Ancillary purpose মানে কি main purpose নহয়, subsidiary purpose. So ancillary purpose কাৰণে সেই মাটিখিনি utilize কৰা বুলি land recordত উঠিছিলে আৰু although they were the ones who were the occupant of the land, it was legally not in their name, it was still in the ownership right of the estates. হেতুৰ পৰা আহিলে the whole context. Because চাহ বাগানত generations upon generations মানুহ বহি আছে, এটা জেনাৰেশনৰ পিছত ইটো জেনাৰেশন বা ইটো জেনাৰেশন তেওঁলোকৰ কিছুমান চাহ বাগানৰ কিছুমান ইন্টাৰনেল লাইক ইউ নো পলিচিজো থাকে যোনটো কাৰণে যদি তেওঁলোকে সেই ঘৰটো নিজৰ অকুপেশনত ষ্টিল ৰাখিব বিচাৰে, one of them has to be necessarily participating in the tea garden working. So হেবিলাক কনটেক্সটত তেওঁলোকে বছৰ বছৰ ধৰি জেনাৰেশন ধৰি সেই এৰিয়াটো অকুপাই কৰি আছে। বাট যেনেকে নৰ্মেল গভৰ্নমেন্ট খাস লেণ্ডত যদি কোনোবাই বছৰ বছৰ ধৰি অকুপাই কৰি আছে তেতিয়াহলে এলটমেন্ট দিব পৰা স্কোপ আছে। বাট এই এষ্টেট ওন ল্যান্ড চাহ বাগানৰ ওন ল্যান্ডত এই স্কোপটো নাছিলে until Assam Fixation of Ceiling on Landholding Amendment Act খন আহিলে in 2025. The amendment was addressed to address this historical land insecurity faced by the tea garden workers. Assam has around 825 tea gardens, but tea estates and nearly 218,553 bighas under labor colonies. More than 3.33 lakh workers expected benefit from the reform. The legislation aims to convert long-standing occupation without title into a legally protected settlement framework connected with welfare, housing, and social justice. So the last thing I worked as was a circle officer. So a land sandboard dekhile I understand the context of it and apnalok olo basic e kobole mon jay. So government or kiba ase, government or this is how it is ki if you are settling in government khas land, apnaloke jage bote khunise o khas land kotha ki if you are settling in government khas land mane government or junbur regular land hoy junbur occupant like owners are the government itself, jodi teoloke tar dhorok 3 generations survive kori ase, both generations survive kori ase, there is a scope of the occupant to apply for allotment. Okay, teoloke legally mati to teolokor namot koribo pora, teolokor address koribo pora, teolokor scope ase juntu এই আগৰ লেবাৰ হকলৰ নাছিলে, they were not allowed so because government was technically not the owner of the land. Who was the owner of the land? The estates. Our estate কোৱা লগে লগে public ownership পৰা বাহিলে গুছি গল. So hey juntu historical land insecurity ase itia that has been addressed. Itia jonkoni matit labor line manukhini bohi ase, jodi teoloke generations and generations bohi ase, it is now legally allowed ki teoloke nijor bohi thoka nijor bokoti area khini teoloke nijor namot uthai lobo pare. এতিয়া আমি ভাবিব পাৰো কি নিজৰ নামত উঠোৱাটো কি ডাঙৰ কথা, বিকজ ল্যান্ডটো সব লাইক ল্যান্ড ইজ সামথিং তেওঁলোকে অকুপাই কৰি আছে। যেতিয়ালৈকে the legal ownership is not with the labor lines, তেতিয়ালৈকে they are not having security of housing, যদি কালি কিবা বেলেগ পৰিস্থিতি আহে কি বলে তাৰ like you know the tea estate does not want to give those land for ancillary purposes, teoloke kiba beleg kamot utilize koribo bisarise, tetia hole these people who have been settling in the house they will not have a legal backing to defend their housing. But teoloke nijor kiba dorok they want to have some loan, teoloke bole kiba loan lobo bisarise, nijor mati dekhoi pela kopa dekhoibo mati ke naikia bule enakwa ke they want to like awas yojana ba kiba to beleg land to hoi jay. But whatever their whole identity, the fact that they actually belong to that mati, they belong to that land is associated with land itself. It a land to it teolokor namot nai, so their whole housing security is gone, their financial security in case they want to ask some money from like for other purposes that is gone, their own original social identity is gone. So ebilak matter of secure koribo karone this bill has come into being, and this bill is going to be a very big boon for the people who are staying in the labor line inside the tea estates. So এটা আমি কলো welfare, housing and social justice কথা কলো, এটা কিছুমান legal change কৰিলে কি legal change কৰিলে অলপ পঢ়িলো। The most important amendment excludes labor lines from the category of ancillary plantation purposes. This allows the government to identify such land as surplus land, acquire them and redistribute or settle rights with tea garden workers. However, the act specifically protects staff quarters and staff buildings which will continue to be treated as ancillary plantation land. So itia ancillary plantation land boli hua lage lage tar mane that was not surplus land, aru surplus land hole he government acquire koribo paribo redistribute koribo karone. Remember the ceiling land, ceiling mane ki ejon manue 50 bighat ke besi mati teolokor namot personally ejon manuhor namot thakibo nware, family namoto thakibo nware. But the fact that a 50 bigha to personal le mane human being wise tea estate to karone it again changes. Now the point is that ki jihetu a labor line or mati khini NCDRE plantation purposes হিচাপে ইউজ হৈ আছিল সো তাক আমি সারপ্লাস বুলি কনসিডার কৰিব নোৱাৰো সো এটা লেবার লাইনৰ মাটিখিনি আমি ৰিডিফাইন কৰিছো বা reassign কৰিছো now as what as not as ancillary plantation purposes so now they will be considered as surplus and once they are under the surplus category a mati to government loi acquire koribo pare redistribute koribo pare aru right dibo pare to the tea garden workers kintu eta bostu very categorically we have to understand ki a redistribution acquiring or junto whole purpose hoise that is only working for the labor lines junto staff quarter ase staff building ase hebilak মানে কোনো ধৰণৰ এফেক্ট নহয় they will be treated as ancillary plantation land in future as well only the labor lines or junkhini mati ase they will be considered as ancillary plantation they will not be considered as ancillary plantation purposes and the land that is now they are occupying they will be considered as surplus land hence they are acquired and redistributed and settle rights to the tea garden workers. The amendment inserts a new section 7A dealing with the acquisition of land under labor lines. It authorizes the government to acquire these lands in a prescribed manner, after which all rights, titles, interests, encumbrance vested in the government. Tarmane section 7A underot government of power dia goise ba government of authorize kora goise je teoluke ekhini mati junkhini itia ancillary purpose or pora bahirole uliale hekhini mati teoluke acquire koribo paribo right dibo paribo title dibo paribo interest encumbrance sob dibo paribo and the whole power is in the hand of the government. The law also introduces a formal definition of a tea garden worker. It a tea garden worker ok ami mati di aso so tea garden worker definition thakibo lagibo. Tea garden worker definition hold permanent workers, temporary workers and descendants residing in labor lines belonging to tea tribe and Adivasi community notified by the government. So kafi broad eta teoloke definition rakhise. Tea garden worker mane okol heya nohoy june at this moment they are getting involved in plantation work. Okol hetu nohoy permanent worker temporary worker jodi teolokor descendants e ghor occupy korise then also residing in labor lines khali belonging to tea tribes and Adivasi communities which are notified by the government. The act additionally defines person affected as those entitled to compensation determined by the district commissioner. Compensation expected to cost 65.57 crore and in a rate of 3,000 per bigha. This is compensation which is defined by the act as only. Okay. So another Section 17A and the protected ownership model. The most important substantive insertion is Section 17A, which creates the framework for settlement of acquired land with tea garden worker residing in labor lines. The amendment makes such as land heritable, thereby creating intergenerational ownership right instead of temporary occupation. So jetia ami kunba na mati agore allotment diu ha jodi kunba sarkari matit bohi ase and mati allotment dia goise tar mane government e koise ki from now onwards you will be the one who will be the legal owner of the land and jodi khali allotment dia jay mati to na transfer koribo it's non transferable apunak jodi sarkare mati to dise you cannot sell it because sarkare apunak mati besi bole nidiye sarkare apunak tetiahe mati diye jodi apnar thakibole mati nai kya if that is the only piece of land that you are staying in if that is causing huge insecurity in your life be it financially or socially tetiahe government apnak mati dise otherwise government e ketiao ene besibo karone business purpose karone individual ok heneke mati diar like there is no scope for it so itia section 17A boli eta introduce hoise inside the law inside the act and 17A er mata ki koise ki etu jonto mati allotment tea garden workers hokole pabo yes that will make the land heritable by inheritable tar mane like if second generation le jabo okay the second generation will get the land but agot samami thereby creating intergenerational ownership instead of temporary occupation mane etu nohoy ki like the father got the land father kenebake dhukai thakile dhukwa pisot he ghortut bole mother and daughter thake so bole ahi pela bole sarkare bole mother and daughter khedi ulai dile it's not like that jodi like father got it by mother got it the next generation the sons and the daughters are also going to get it and that has been secured by section 17A of the act okay at the same time the act creates strong anti-alienation safeguard junto mai matro koi asilo the land cannot be sold leased gifted or otherwise transferred for 20 years or such period as may be notified by the government even after the expiry of this restriction period transfer is permitted only to another tea garden worker residing in the same estate junto mola agote koi asilo government e apunak ketiao business koribo kane mati dia nai kya this is your only settlement. Ekhinia apunar mati ase, and you are surviving on that only land. So government is helping you to create a secured lifestyle. Hey, secured lifestyle kane eta anti-alienation safeguard to create korise je juntu mati allot hobo under section 17A of the act, land cannot be sold, cannot be leased, cannot be gifted. Bole gift kori dilu boli gole besi boto nuare ami sobe gom pao bole ami giftot disu মনে মনে গিফটত দিছে তলে তলে পয়সা লৈছে all this is not allowed লিজত দিছে বলে ভাড়া দিছে not allowed মাটি অকল আপোনাক থাকিবলে দিয়া গৈছে and you are only going to study you are only going to stay not study you are only going to stay that is going to happen okay and 20 years কাৰণে এটো দিছে or such as maybe they to notified by the government 20 years বুলি কৈছে আগতকে বেলেগ years কব পাৰে also যে যদি এনুকা হল কি 20 years expiry হৈ গল been staying with in that land for on that land for 20 years তাৰ পিছতো এনুকা নহয় কি আপুনি কুবা like you know xyz মানুহক industrialist মানুহক দি দিলে বাহিৰৰ পাহা মানুহক দি দিলে not allowed you are only permitted to give the land to another tea garden worker residing in the same estate so that estate or integrity to khelimeli nohoy because that is also a very big part of the revenue Assam is having so tea garden worker e beleg ejon tea garden worker ok dibo pare aru he beleg ejon tea garden worker jodi 20 bochor upoli jay tar pisot teoloke besi thesi goi kobat bujjabo nware if they want to sell the land they have to give it to a fellow tea garden worker of the same estate however the law still permits mortgage of land in favor of nationalized banks cooperative society and approved financial institutions. Thus, the amendment balances social protection with access to formal credit and financial inclusion. The government is also empowered to periodically determine the extent to be settled per family. Okay? So, all of the agore janake koi asilo ki mati one of the very important purpose is having financial help. Je mati report mortgage loi pelai bahut manue help lobo pare. So itia a family hokol june mati to pabo they are also allowed to mortgage the land in favor of nationalized banks cooperative societies and financial institutions তেওলোকে যদি কিবা ধৰক বলে আগত গৈ বিজনেস কৰিব খুজিছে কিবা বলে বেলেগ কিবা খুলিব খুজিছে দোকান পাতি কিবা এটা কৰিব খুজিছে so they can give the land in mortgage for the ranks for the cooperative society and the financial institutions in order to get some loan okay our government determine কৰিব পাৰে from the time to time ki kiman amount of land per family will be settled okay So significance ki hoy the amendment reflects a shift from plantation control welfare arrangements to right-based governance framework that to be understood. Historically, tea estate controlled both employment and worker housing. Koisu nohoy to apnaloke janiboi sake ki bahut tea garden enuko eta niyom ase ki at all times one person has to necessarily be a part of the estate. তেওঁলোকে হে এস্টেটত কাম কৰিবই লাগিব in order to protect their housing বহুত সা বাগানৰ এটো নিয়ম আছে so কি হয় they are perpetually trapped in a cycle of employment which is employment and housing which is strictly controlled by whom by the estate owners হয় নে so ইতিয়া হে housing or employment or junto loop হয় that has been broken by this act ইতিয়া housing dependency estate opor komibo aru labor colonies will be integrated into mainstream welfare programs The amendment also has major political and social significance because tea garden Adivasi communities constitute an economically vulnerable yet politically important population and also missed in media reporting that the amendment strengthens enforcement of section 34 by creating adjudication and appeal mechanism including appeals before Assam Board of Revenue and Recovery of Penalties as arrear of land revenue. Okay. So I think I guess you guys understood আমি থুলমুল কে বাৰ শুনিয়া আছিল ইমানবোৰ অ্যাকশন হল হয়নে সো এতিয়া আমি অলপ 17A পঢ়িলো 1956 ৰ একটা কথা পঢ়িলো 7A পঢ়িলো now we are going to go to the next act very important act for us the Assam Coaching Institutes Control and Regulation Act of 2025 so हम आए ही थे 2024 में एक साल के बाद एक एक्ट आ गया स्पेशली फॉर अस and this got the assent of governor on 19 June 2025 and going by how APSC is giving continuous questions on coaching. আপোনালোকে মেইনস তো এবাৰ কোচিং ৰ ওপৰত কোৱেশ্চন পাইছে হয়নে মো আসাম ট্ৰিবিউনাল এবাৰ কোচিং ৰ ওপৰত দেখিছিলো so I keep on writing a lot of stuff in campus do check that out every Friday it comes but ঠিক আছে now the Assam Coaching Institute Control and Regulation Act 2025 ৰ বিষয়ে আমি অলপ পঢ়ো so context to কি হয় why this act has come up So the Assam Coaching Institute Control and Regulation Act 2025 was enacted to regulate private coaching centers and tuition institutes operating in Assam. The law aims to control the growing commercialization of coaching institutes and create a standardized framework of student welfare, transparency, infrastructure, and academic accountability. So enuka hobo nalage ki someone has taken your money and koi ase ki kali pra amar like from tomorrow onwards my coaching does not exist. Hoise amar kisuman honkho coaching famous coaching center logote enuka hoise if the people have taken admission because board add hoisile but then hoise ki tomorrow from tomorrow onwards there is no coaching. Board tuition center enuka hoise ki like students paid the money for the whole month, tuition master gayab. So enuka type of situation hoise plus the number of coaching centers have increased okol APSC coaching buli koa nai be it NEET JEE hoine be it NEET JEE be it NEET JEE NEET JEE buli koa ajikali be it NEET JEE be it CA be it SSC ba heri hok amar like beleg dhonor competitive exam APSC to asei baru. So a lot of coaching institutes have come up. So government thought ki before it goes somewhere wrong, there needs to be an academic accountability from the side of the coaching center, and also there needs to be student welfare ingrained together. Juntu karne Assam Coaching Institute Control and Regulation Act 2025 anagoise. The act applies across the state of Assam, of course, covers the institute preparing students for competitive examinations, academic support programs. Kunbai dhorok academic support programs if you want to go to some university. বহুত এনুকুৱাও like institution আছে যোনে আপোনাক foreigner পঢ়াম বুলি কৈ পেলাই like they help you facilitate your admission towards that. So those as well. And curriculum based coaching মানে normal class 11 12 ৰ যোনটো পঢ়াই লিখাই হওক বা like আপোনাৰ নিজে পঢ়াই লিখাই হওক stuff like that. The act defines coaching institute as any institute established by a person এজন মানুহে কৰিলেও হ'ব or a body of persons কেইবাজন মানুহে মিলি খুলিলেও হ'ব for coaching students for competitive examination or academic support program. However, institutions providing only sports, dance, theater or creative activities are excluded from its scope. So kunbai jodi dhora ekhon dance or school khulise kunbai bahut ase moi nijeu dance or school ole gosilu dance sikibo karone tobola bojaisilu schoolot Pugwahati music college asile amar school khonor naam school e aru tar bisot kala bhumi asile mur dancer schoolor naam. So jodi kunbai dancer school khulise ba kunbai sports or বা কোনবাই থিয়েটাৰ কৰাইছে আৰ্ট কৰাইছে হেনুকা ধৰণৰ যদি কোনবাই ক্ৰিয়েটিভ এক্টিভিটি কৰিছে they will be excluded from the scope of Assam Coaching Institute Control and Regulation Act 2025. So all academic support program aru curriculum based coaching aru competitive exam of course ei tinta mili pelai he coaching institute boli define kora goise. So registration infrastructure institutional regulation, the act makes registration compulsory for all coaching institutes. So all coaching institutes have to necessarily register themselves with the government on the basis of this act. Any person or organization intending to run a coaching center must apply for registration before the DC, the district commissioner or competent authority. Registration certificate remains valid for 2 years and renewal is mandatory. Separate branches of the same coaching must obtain separate registration. So অকল parent company registration খন লৈ থলে নহব কোনবা যদি branch out আছে তেওঁলোকে বেলেগ বেলেগ ধৰণৰ registration লব লাগিব আৰু যত তেওঁলোকে অপাৰেট কৰিছিলে তাৰ district commissioner তাত গৈ পেলাই registration কৰিব লাগিব আৰু registration will remain valid for 2 years and renewal is mandatory. The law lays down detailed conditions regarding curriculum, class schedules, teacher qualifications, fee structure, infrastructure, teacher-student ratio. Coaching institute must maintain fair and reasonable fees, issues receipt for all payment. Very important, very important. मुझे तो बहुत ही फूटी लगा, especially when I saw the teacher qualification, because the government is also getting to know कि a lot of coaching centers are like running on fraud credentials. সেইকাৰণে কোনবাই যদি আপোনাক 5 বাৰ ইন্টাৰভিউ বহা বুলি কয় 4 বাৰ ইন্টাৰভিউ বহা বুলি কয় 3 বাৰ ইন্টাৰভিউ বহা বুলি কয় মোৰ পেৰেন্টস এটো ভাই they were the ones who went from coaching institute to coaching institute and they were very thorough. তেওঁলোকে খুদেকে গৈ পেলাই কি এনেকুৱা কি হল. So this is obvious that you are supposed to question. Etu moi sake belag eta video to koisu. Now the government is also agreeing with the fact that there is a large spread issue of fraud credentials. I know for a fact some people who have not gone through the first and the second stage and they are continuing as teachers in various organizations. They are the ones I know in person. But then again, wo bolne jayenge to fir babal machega. So now you guys, government apunak koise ki teacher qualifications have to be very clear. They have to be known. They have to be known to the students. Fee structure, infrastructure, student-teacher ratio, कुंभ के मेले में like हम like कुंभ के मेले में पढ़ना ना पढ़ना, even the government is asking you not to do that. So be very careful, when you are like choosing a coaching institute. I love this because it is actually a necessity today. The fact that coaching centers are not allowed to advertise, we love it. This actually has helped the students to actually decide carefully, because যেটা bombardment হৈ থাকে ন এডভাৰটাইজৰ, এই আমাৰ bombardment ভুল শুদ্ধ বাছিবলৈ মানুহৰ তাত সময় নহয়। আৰু যেতিয়া ভুল শুদ্ধ বাছিবলৈ সময় নহয়, এটা ফোমো ক্ৰিয়েট হয় হৈ পেলাই ল'ৰা ছোৱালী চবে এটা বেণ্ড বেগেনত উঠি পেলাই এটাই ডাইৰেকশ্যনত গুচি যায়, তাৰপিছত তাত কুম্ভ মেলাত হেৰাই যায়, পালে নাপালে নাই, মতলব নাই, টিচাৰে ষ্টেটমেণ্ট দিয়ে কি তই নাপালে কি হ'ব, বেলেগে পাব। So all this kind of ষ্টেটত ল'ৰা ছোৱালী সোমাই যায়, and precisely this happens when there is no clarity of thought. কিন্তু যদি আপুনি হয়নে সপোনে একেটা এডভাৰটাইজ দেখি থাকে, obviously it will harm your clarity of thought. So we are very thankful to the government कि advertisement के ऊपर एक ban लग चुका है, thank God. And thank God for us कि now students we are expecting are to have like more clarity of thought. If a teacher qualification, fee structure, infrastructure, student teacher ratio report काफी ऐसा a regulation has been put forward by the act right now. And now they also required to provide adequate classroom, lighting, ventilation, drinking water, separate toilets for male and female, first aid facility, fire safety compliance, CCTV cameras wherever necessary, and complaint mechanism for students. So very important, ekhiniye student welfare karone kafi kaam koribo, and I think the government is doing great in that regard. An act prohibits several practices. Coaching institutes cannot enroll students below 16 years of age. যদি আপনি ক্লাস 10ত নহয়, 10ত generally 16 years of age হয়, তাতকে তলৰ before secondary examination exactly. So তাৰ তলৰ ল'ৰা ছোৱালী the act is prohibiting practice কৰা. Make misleading promises regarding marks or ranks. Super important. বেছি দিন নাই আৰু যদি এই ধৰণে বাৰু এতিয়াতো নাইকিয়াই হ'ল অলমোষ্ট মিছলিডিং promises বা because এনেকুৱাও টেষ্টিমনিয়েল I love it, মই পঢ়ি থাকোতে I very well help এনেকুৱাও কিছুমান টেষ্টিমনিয়েল মাজতে ওলাইছিলে কি আমাৰ কিতাপ পঢ়িলেই সব হৈ যায়, এইটো ওপৰত মই ভিডিঅ বনাইছিলো, কোনোবা হেড কমেন্টও আহিছিলে মোৰ ওপৰত, but these are misleading, we all know about it. এনেকুৱা হ'বই নোৱাৰে কি কোনোবা কোচিং ইনষ্টিটিউটৰ কিতাপ পঢ়িয়ে আপোনাৰ হৈ যায়। If you're not using your own brain, if you're not doing more than what is required, if you're not practicing well, যদি আপনি standard books পঢ়া নাই, there is a huge chance it's not going to work. যে মোৰ তাত ললেই হৈ যায়, মই মানে APSC UPSC, so this kind of things are nothing but misleading promises. So এইবোৰ যদি বন্ধ নহয়, I'm pretty sure UPSC এৰিনাত তো দিল্লীত বহুত ফাইন্ডিং হৈছে, আমাৰ ইয়াতে অসমতো হ'ব, বেছি দিন নাই কিয়া হলেতো ভালেই পাওঁ। So misleading promises soon নহব, legally not allowed বুলি কৈ দিছে গভৰ্ণমেণ্টে। Punish deceptive advertisements, jo bola wahi. Employ persons convicted of offenses involving moral turpitude. Bole agote kiba dhornor morality issue offense ter upor lagise je taok ako involve korise, not allowed. Operate without adequate infrastructure. True. Institutes are required to comply with municipal law, trade licenses, occupancy certificate wherever applicable. Now, student welfare, mental health and inclusivity. One of the most distinct aspects of the act is strong emphasis on student well-being, mental health and well-being. Etuto of course. Coaching institutes are required to create a healthy learning environment and reduce unnecessary academic pressure. Agora jetia ami Kota kotha, I have not been to Kota, but I have got friends who are in Kota. Moi sunisilu ki tat jodi exam diye aru exam ot jodi bhal perform nokore, apnalok kiba entrance or mote apnalokor kiba hoy, you are given batches. Entrance or mote apnalok batch kisuman dia hoisile, আৰু ধৰক A batch, B batch, C batch এনেকুৱাকে। তাৰপিছত আকৌ এক্সাম হয়, পিৰিয়ডিকেলি এক্সাম হৈ থাকে, আৰু সেই এক্সামত যদি আপুনি বেয়া কৰে তেতিয়াহলে আপোনাক ডাউনগ্ৰেড কৰি দিয়া হয়, গালি হপনি পাৰে। All this kind of things used to happen. What is that? That is nothing but creating unnecessary pressure, unnecessary academic pressure, যোনটো এতিয়া allowed নহব বুলি গভৰ্ণমেণ্টে কৈছে। So in case your coaching institute is doing anything of that sort, it is now not allowed. The law specifically recognizes the issue of stress among students and directs institutes to organize workshops, sensitization sessions regarding mental health in collaboration with professionals. Last year, I think June not April ote Sandpaper nijor YouTube channel ote amar mur nijor psychologist ok moi invite korisilu Rekha. She had come and she had addressed the students and their stress তো এই বছৰো আমি তেওঁক ইনভাইট কৰিম অলপমান আৰু ক্লোজ হৈ লওক এক্সামত আৰু অলপ ষ্ট্ৰেছটো বাঢ়ি লওক তেতিয়া মেনেজ কৰিবলৈ ভাল হ'ব but yes that kind of workshops and sensitization sessions need to be made in collaboration with professionals. The act also requires institute to appoint counselors and psychologists to assess students facing emotional stress, anxiety or academic pressure. Coaching institutes must regularly communicate with parents regarding student progress and avoid create unrealistic expectations or excessive competition. So এই বস্তুবোৰ গভৰ্নমেন্টে এক্টতে প্ৰভাইড কৰিছে যে unrealistic expectations বা excessive competition আমি ক্ৰিয়েট কৰিব নালাগে. It does not have to be turned into a rat race. যাৰ ইচ্ছা the person will run, যাৰ ইচ্ছা নাই does not have to run. So এনেকুৱা এটা situation বা environment the coaching institutes are needed, are expected to create. Governance mechanism penalties. The act creates a district authority in every district to supervise coaching institutes. Yes, the district authority consists of the district commissioner as chairman, superintendent of police, the additional district commissioner education, and a college principal and other district nominee. So it is district authority composition hoy jo DC ase nije as chairperson, tasot SP ase ite to senior superintendent of police hol, additional district commissioner education, a college principal and another district nominee. The district authority is empowered to inspect coaching institute, investigate complaints, regulate misleading advertisements, monitor compliance, establish grievance redressal cell, and address students' stress-related concern. So, hokolu bostu district authority koribo pare. Plus, the competent authority may cancel registration if an institute violates provision of the Act. In case of serious misconduct affecting student well-being, and registration may even be suspended immediately pending inquiry. Penalty of violation may reach up to 1 lakh. Along with possible cancellation of registration, and appellate authority headed by the senior most secretary of the higher education is also created to hear appeals regarding this. So not only the district authority can inspect the coaching institute, can investigate complaint, regulate misleading advertisement, monitor compliance, establish grievance redressal, address student related concern, but also cancel koribo pare, suspend koribo pare, 1 lakh taka loke teor serious misconduct hole fine lagabo pare. So all these things can be done by the district authority under which all coaching institutes will be maintained and regulated. Done? Duta act ami pohilu. Now we are going to read the third act, which is the Assam District Land Tribunal Act. Both land related heavy hole. So I'm very happy with the progress that's happening. Assent of the Governor Pale, 23rd December 2025. Let us see. So it was moi practically face kora when I was circle officer Dotoma in Kokrajhar. This is one of the things that we faced directly, and our solution ulaise, which is making me quite happy. The Assam District Land Tribunal Act 2025 was enacted to establish independent district land tribunal. District Land Tribunal. Okay? District Land Tribunal. For adjudication of dispute relating to alienation of land in tribal belt and block, prevention of encroachment and enforcement of land right in protected areas. The Act applies to protected areas notified under Chapter 10 of Assam Land and Revenue Regulation 1886, but specifically excludes the 6th Schedule area. Now, kya point hai? So, jitya tribal land, tribal belt and block. Tribal belt and block bilakor ki hoy? It is seen je junkhini tribal manukhini thake, they are more simplistic. So teolukor junkhini lifestyle hoy, junki requirement hoy, that's quite simple. To teoluke nijor mati khini ke khai boi kheti bati kori pla teoluke nijor jibon japon kore. Tad ahile the part of encroachment and enforcement of land right. So bahut manu enukwa ahe kiba kibi phusolai phasolai teolukok paisa ketokaman di okonmani ketokaman di teolukok bole tapra bedokhol kori dile বা কোনবাই জুৰ জুলুম কৰি আহি পেলাই তাৰ পৰা বেদখল কৰি দিলে, তেওঁলোক তাৰ পৰা গুচি গল, এণ্ড তেওঁলোকৰ মাটিত আহি পেলাই কোনবাই বেলেগে অকুপাই কৰি দিলে, এনক্ৰোচ কৰি দিলে, হয়নে? This can happen. So in that case what happens, this kiba is quite long, the heri is very long. Circle officer তাত যায়, যদি circle officer settle নহয় তেতিয়াহলে মুন্সিফ কোৰ্টত যায়, আৰু আপোনালোকে চাগে শুনিছে কি এবাৰ যেতিয়া মাটি related issue it goes to the court, বস্তুবোৰ বহুত easily settle নহয়. So specifically, যেতিয়া tribal belt and block or enuka type of situation hoy, eke rastai asile ki finally it has to be adjudicated through the municipal court, aisa tar upor court jabo, tar upor court jabo. Now Assam District Land Tribunal Act eta land tribunal, district land tribunal banabo, who are going to help regarding the alienation of land issues in tribal belt and block, prevention of encroachment of enforcement of land right in protected areas. It specifically applies for chapter 10 ALR or chapter 10 to our tribal belt and block report hoy. So tar upor ভিত্তি কৰি পেলাই আমাৰ বনোৱা গৈছে Assam District Land Tribunal 2. And the preamble of the act explicitly states that it is intended to give effect to the recommendations of the committee on clause 6 of Assam Accord of 1985. আৰু এটা আছে Assam Accord ওপৰত হেতু আমি পঢ়িম. The legislation is significant because it seeks to strengthen institutional protection of tribal land rights in Assam. পঢ়িলো আমি. The act defines unauthorized occupant as any person, company, organization, or body occupying lands in tribal belt and block without government sanction or lawful authority. So kunbai jodi mondiru banaise, kunbai jodi masjidu banaise, girjao banaise, kunbai jodi NGO banaise, school banaise, manhuye nije thakise, but they have not got government sanction. They will be considered as unauthorized occupant in case they have done so in tribal belt and block. So তেওঁলোককো unauthorized occupant বুলি এই actৱে define কৰিছে. So এতিয়া tribunal খনৰ বিষয়ে অলপ পঢ়িলো. The tribunal is headed, tribunal টো গমে পাইছে থাকে fast track court ৰ নিচিনা এটা parallel judicial body এটা বনাইছে. Okay, quasi judicial, not judicial, but jo bhi ho. Parallel eta quasi judicial body banaise in order to make the land related issue have a solution faster. So the tribunal is headed by a retired judge, district judge or additional district judge who must not exceed 63 years of age at the time of appointment. So age to define koi dise je 63 years old ke besi district judge hobo na lage or additional district judge hobo na lage teok ejon appoint kora hobo head hisabe. The member secretary of the tribunal is to be the revenue officer nominated by the government, not below the rank of the assistant commissioner. So assistant commissioner, tarpisot circle officer, tarpisot ADC, SDO thake majot. To he hokolu revenue officer hoy. Ammo revenue officer asilu. So one of such revenue officer will be nominated by the government as the member secretary. Member secretary hisabe teok nominate koribo because land hoy. Land cannot be adjudicated without the working of a revenue officer. So as an assistant commissioner aru teoke uporore kabak member secretary hisabe allot koribo lagibo boli acte koise. The tenure of the tribunal member ordinarily cannot exceed 5 years or the age of 65. The act therefore creates a hybrid institutional model combining judicial authority, revenue administration, and quasi-judicial adjudication. So jodi ami kobo jao, this is a quasi-judicial body boli ami kobo lagibo, quasi-judicial body boli kobo lagibo because their component khini purely judicial nohoy. District judge ase, but logote revenue officer ase. So both they to judicial or quasi-judicial. Aro it is going to be a hybrid institutional model. Jo judicial authority thakibo, revenue administration thakibo, and quasi-judicial adjudication thakibo. Powers of kotha holo pohilo. Tribunal has the jurisdiction to entertain appeal, petition, revision, revenue dispute arising under ALRR 1886 and other related enactments. Tribunal is also empowered to revise decision based on revenue cases, adjudicate dispute concerning tribal belt and block. Tar mane tat goi apuni first appeal koribo pare, tasot petition o dibo pare, revision o korabo pare, and revenue dispute arise jodi hoise ALRR 1886 under sob bostu tribunal khone single handedly handle koribo pare. Tribunalok empower kora goise je agote jodi kiba decision lua ase, for example circle officer lua goise ba district commissioner tat lua goise, that can be reversed, that can be revised, like decision taking in revenue cases and adjudicate dispute concerning tribal belt and block. Tribunal possesses powers similar to civil court under the Code of Civil Procedure 1908, and it may summon witness, compel attendance, inspect and verify document, issue interim and final order, pass order consistent with the act and existing regulation. So tribunal khonor kuno dhorne civil court ke kaum power nohoy, jeneke civil court ekhone apunak summon dibo pare, compel koribo pare ki apni attend nokorile, there will be action taken against you. Tarpot inspect and verify document, interim or final order issue koribo pare, tarpot consistent with the act beleg order pass koribo pare. So sob bostue amar tribunal khone paribo. An important procedural feature is that the tribunal is expected to dispose of complaint within 90 days. Okay, fast track. So 90 days or bhitorot jodi tribunal tat a order to ahise, a circle officer go black ghuri thaka chakkar, DC officer ghuri thaka chakkar, no there, not there anymore. Jodi apnalokor specific etu issue ase, you'll have to go to the tribunal, and tribunal at 90 days or bhitorot the problem will be solved to the act khone koise. Proceeding before the tribunal are treated as quasi-judicial proceeding of the judicial nature. Appeal from the original order passed by officers including DC lie before the district land tribunal. Further appeal from orders of the tribunal may be filed before the Guwahati High Court. Jodi yadi yar logot kiba like acha nahi lag raha hai, that can be straight away gone to the Guwahati High Court. The act also contains procedural safeguards. The tribunal may review its own orders within 30 days in case involving new discovery, like of new evidence. Jodi enuka hoise mistake apparent on record and other sufficient reasons. So jodi if it has been found je kuch to ek garbar hua hai in my own order, ba kiba jodi notun evidence ahi goise tetiale within 30 days that can be changed. Okay, and parties must be given notice and opportunity to buji pale aro. Khali clause 6 or logot related boli jihetu koise Assam Accord okman clause 6 or kotha sai lo. So Assam Accord 1985 was a memorandum of settlement signed between Rajiv Gandhi led union government and All Assam Student Union. Eto ami jano. This accord ended a 6-year-old agitation against the entry of Bangladeshi migrants. Ebu ami jano of Assam. The agreement signed in 1985 marked the conclusion of the Assam movement. Ekhini ami janu ebu to ami, this is like Assam Accord kotha jana to amar eta daitto. And we know about Assam Accord, we expect koro. Clause 6 or kotha ami janu soinam dafa tathapiu pohilisu. The clause 6 of Assam Accord promises to provide constitutional, legislative and administrative safeguard to protect, preserve and promote the cultural, social, linguistic identity and heritage of the Assamese people. So land is intrinsically like involved in promoting the cultural, social, linguistic identity and heritage of Assamese people. So this safeguard aims to address concern regarding the state's democratic cultural integrity amongst the influx of migrants. So obviously clause 6 or logot amar ekhon actor khub besi involvement ase, which is already in the preamble of the act. Cool. Another one, the Assam Hotra Preservation and Development Commission Act 2025 this on 23rd December 2025. Eto amar soinam dafa logot related ase. Let us study. So Assam Hotra Preservation and Development Commission Act 2025 was enacted to establish the Assam Hotra Preservation and Development Commission. So yar agote ami Hotra Commission pohisu. So hey Hotra Commissioner, now this version has come, which is Assam Hotra Preservation and Development Commission. Jar kaam to ki hoy? Protection, preservation, management, maintenance, regulation and development of Hotra and their land across Assam excluding sectional areas. So itya Assam Hotra Preservation and Development Commission is there in order to protect the Hotras all over the state excluding the sectional areas. Aru tare protection o karne, preservation o karne, management o karne, maintenance o karne, regulation and development o karne itya Hotra Commission e kaam koribo and also their lands. The law emerged because many Hotra in Assam face encroachment, deterioration of heritage structures, dispute over land ownership and administrative neglect. The act therefore combines cultural preservation with institutional land governance and heritage management. So, yar meeting ke kono manner ami present asilu in our time. So, this was found out by the government that bighas and bighas of land, like lakh bigha of land, as they were associated with Hotras, are now encroached. Hotra ki hoy? Hotra nizor junkinit structure to thake ba khub besi olop ifal manukhiniu nizor kamot involved hoi thake. So actively kon sukot ki hoi ase, it's a little bit difficult for them to take care of that. Our religious manu hoy, land loi pela kiman eta issue hoy ami sobe janue. So nizor area khini ke basaute eta situation enuka pai gol ki iman influx hol, iman bahira manu ahile, a huge encroachment type of state was seen amongst the land of Hotra in Assam. Apuni amar Bordua Hotra kothai jodi sai, lakhs and lakhs of bighas of land of Bordua Hotra is now encroached. Ita hetu upor kaam choli ase to evict out people. Okol Bordua Hotra nohoy, a lot of Hotras, Borpeta Hotra ro kisuman mati goise, amar time to Hotra inspection to moi logot goisilu baru. But it has been seen ki a lot of Hotras are actually suffering. Teo kiman lakh bigha mati ase okol bheti tu baki ase ge. Ag nai, peace nai, left nai, right nai, okol bheti tu baki ase ge. Henuka type eta state. So itya he state to jodi uthibo lage, if the land has to be given back to the Hotras because they are our cultural centers. So itya hekane commission to ahise. The law will emerge that now they are taking care of the encroachment, the deterioration of heritage structures, dispute of land ownership and administrative and neglect. Act therefore combines culture preservation with institutional land governance. The act defines as Hotra as an institution of religious and cultural importance established under the Vaishnavite tradition of Assam. Gome paomi. Hotra land includes land or immovable property belonging to or held in trust for a Hotra. What is held in trust? Sabo kisuman gaot keteba kiba hoy, a lot of land etu kar hoy namghorar mati. Hoy na? শুনিছে না এনেকুৱা টাৰ্মটো নামঘৰৰ মাটি যদি নামঘৰ আছে নামঘৰৰ মাটি বুলি কোৱা হয় যদি আপোনালোকৰ গাঁৱৰ ভূঞত ক'ৰবাত সত্ৰ আছে তেতিয়াহ'লে ক'লে ক'ব এইটো সত্ৰ মাটি হয়নে বাট এইটো নেচেচাৰি নহয় কি সত্ৰ মাটি বুলি ক'ৰবাত ৰেকৰ্ডত আছে যদি সত্ৰ মাটি বুলি বিশ্বাসতো সেই মাটিটো সত্ৰ মাটি বুলিয়ে গাঁৱত মানা যায় বা টাউনত বা যতো সত্ৰখন আছে যদি ট্ৰাষ্ট আছে ট্ৰাষ্টতে হোল্ড কৰা আছে কি এইটো সত্ৰ মাটি হয় that will also be considered as সত্ৰ land so যদি একদম ইমুভেবল প্ৰপাৰ্টি থকা মাটি হয় বা ট্ৰাষ্টত হোল্ড কৰি থোৱা মাটি হয় that will be also considered as সত্ৰ land the act is closely connected with clause 6 second act connected with clause 6 যোনটো ইয়াৰ preamble mention আছে of the Assam Accord and its preamble second ইয়াৰ আগৰটো preamble mention আছিলে হয়নে specifically states that the legislation seeks to preserve the cultural heritage of Hotra and their lands and safeguarding the Assamese identity. Ita composition to ki hoy commission tour. Commission is established as a corporate body, like body corporate with perpetual succession and a common seal, meaning it can sue and be sued on its own name. Okay. Chairman ko hoy retired High Court judge. It's a retired High Court judge as on chairperson hoy appointed by the government, while the director of land requisition and reform serves as the ex officio member secretary. So the commission will also have 2 representatives from Hotra institutions and 1 retired civil servant with substantial experience in land administration. So our retired High Court judge hole, ejon director of land acquisition and reform hole, ejon 2 jon representative Hotra পৰা আহিব আৰু ejon retired civil servant with substantial experience in land administration. The chairperson and members ordinarily hold office for 3 years or until the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. With a possible extension of up to 2 additional years, the commission reflects an attempt to combine judicial. Simple. Power ki ase, the commission is empowered to function as the primary authority for protection, preservation, management, maintenance, and optimal utilization of Hotra land and heritage structure. Already. It has jurisdiction to entertain appeal, petition, and revise decision of DC related to Hotra land. Commission is survey koribo pare, inspection koribo pare, investigation koribo pare, and suo moto inquiry koribo pare into encroachment or misuse of Hotra land. So jodi teo dekhise kobad if the Hotra has come, it has come to the notice of the Hotra of the commission je ai Hotra mati misuse hoise. So Hotra nijor niza bhogiake suo moto they can like have an inquiry inside of it, have a survey inside of it, or regularly to pari. Its observation regarding the encroachment are binding upon district commissioners and state government for taking further action. So generally ki hoy commission bilak ketba most of the times they are recommendatory in nature kintu amar Hotra commission kon recommendatory nohoy. Hotra commission is binding in nature. Okay, Hotra commission is binding in nature. Hotra commission e jodi kiba koy etu district commissioner hunibo lagibo aru state government e hunibo lagibo. The act grants commission powers equivalent to civil court jenike amar land tribunal disile yateo dise. The act grants commission powers equivalent to civil court under CPC, like Code of Civil Procedure 1908. Witness matibo pare, examine person on oath, production of document, review its own decision, issue directions and orders. One of the strongest provision of the act is no appeal or revision lies against order passed by the commission in exercise to its appellate or revisional powers. Bapre. Tar mane যেতিয়া আপোনাৰ ল্যান্ড ট্ৰিবিউনেলত পঢ়িছিলে তাত যদি কিবা ধৰণৰ অৰ্ডাৰ পাস হয় তেতিয়াহলে এটো গৈ হাই কোৰ্টত গুৱাহাটী হাই কোৰ্টত চ্যালেঞ্জ কৰিব পাৰে বুলি ক'লে কিন্তু commission আমাৰ Hotra commission যদি কিবা এটা order দিছে Hotra commission has no appeal or revision against its orders যদি Hotra commission ক'লে হিলৰেখা হৈ গল that cannot be changed once the Hotra commission says something eta to it's binding upon the district commissioners and state government plus tar against যদি কিবা এটা court order মানে তেওঁলোকে যদি কিবা এটা order দিলে saman taman কৰি মেলি that has no power of appeal against it no appeal or no revision can happen against its order very important okay the commission also possesses contempt powers na manilo like no they have the power to punish you equivalent to those of a high court significantly strengthening its enforcement authority in matters relating to Hotra land and heritage protection. Now financial kisman sound that creates the Assam Hotra Preservation and Development Fund to provide autonomous financial support for preservation and developmental activities. The fund consists of grants from the state government, donations, endowments, income from commission properties and investment, fines or fees collected by the commission. So, a separate fund developed by the name of Assam Hotra Preservation and Development Fund. And that why has this fund been created autonomously in order like there should be no too many like kiba about it. He order aibo kiba abo that's posa jabo and all that. So financial autonomy to দিছে যাতে preservation and development to ভালকে হয় of the সত্ৰস তাৰ পিছত ফান্ড যোনটো আহিব হেতু অকল ষ্টেট গভৰ্ণমেণ্টৰ পৰা দিয়া ফান্ড নহয় ডোনেশন আহিব তালে এন্ডাউমেন্টস আহিব কিবা যদি কমিশনে প্ৰপাৰ্টি আৰু ইনভেষ্টমেন্ট ধৰি তাৰ পৰা ইনকাম আহিছে হেতু হুমাব ফাইনছৰ ফিজ হুমাব so on and so forth. The fund may be utilized for preservation of Satra land, conservation of heritage structure, historical artifacts, administrative expense, operational activity, etc. So preservation to use hoboi baru. Preservation use hua lage lage akol heritage building to nohoy, artifact jodi kiba ase, painting senting kiba ase, to tar preservation kane utilize hobo, administrative expense, Satra khon solibo kane jodi paisa lage, tar pra utilize hobo paribo, operational activities of the commission, tar pra paisa ahibo. The accounts of the fund to be audited by Accountant General Assam and report of the commission are required to be laid before the state legislature. Important provision of the act is that civil court have no jurisdiction over the matters of the commission and is empowered to determine. It gives substantial exclusive authority. Okay, done, understood. Very very powerful commission that has been made now, and amitar kiba kita kotha olop bhalke pohilu. Now we are going to study about the Assam Autonomous Council Amendment Act 2025. Actually to eta act nohoy, it's a combination of 6 acts. Okay, combination of 6 acts, and ami pohim guti kita sota mane ki apuni jodi amar legislative assembly kiba to sai kimanta act pass hoise bahut similar dhonor act mane act pass hoise jenake bahut purona like you know elevate kora jenake Nagaon University, Hibohagor, JB to enuka junbu college bilak dhorok elevate korise from college to university level enuka bahut gikhon collegeor vice chancellor post to eta amendment hoise ki generally mane agote ki asile ki vice chancellor to mane college e nije parisile, but now it has been amended je prothom vice chancellor jonok government e dibo tar pisor khini government e nidiye chancellor e nije dibo ba university e nije dibo. So hetur upor keba khon amendment act aise aru protikhon university kane individually amendment act dibo lage. To heneke autonomous council or upor to sokhon I think sotai hoy baru apnaloke poise je getu missing autonomous council Boro Kachari, Thengal Kachari, Deuri Autonomous Council, Sonwal Kachari, Rabha Hasung and Tiwa. Hatta, 7. Okay, 7. So hatta junto hoy actually individually pass hoise, but together we are studying because context to same hai. Okay. So the Assam Legislative Assembly passed amendment bills in 2025 relating to 7 statutory autonomous council to address a constitutional and administrative vacuum that could arise if the elections cannot be held even after the expiry of council's extended tenure. The amendment bills therefore authorize the governor to intervene in such extraordinary situations. So etu upor kafi news ahisile, lot of news came on this ki now it has been said je jodi enuka jungita hatta autonomous council er kotha ami patisu jodi enuka hoy ki tar like you know juntu tenure hoy etu par hoy goise kintu tothapio he tenure kane like you know therefore some reason or the other election patibo pora nai kya tetia the governor can intervene. According to the amended provision, if the governor is satisfied that the circumstances exist which render the holding of election impracticable beyond the original or extended term of the office of the General Council and the Executive Council, the governor may assume any or all power function of this council. So now this is on the governor. Jodi governor etu notice korise hobdo to hoise impracticable. Okay, impracticable is the word that has been used. Jodi enekwa hoise enuka find out hoise ki mane ei jungikhon hatta statutory autonomous council ase he statutory autonomous council khinit mane ei election to parato impracticable junto determine koribo governor. So in that circumstance jodi election patibo hobo naikia tetia governor e nije powers assume kori lobo pare in order to operate that statutory autonomous council. The governor may also appoint an interim committee, authority or any person to exercise those powers and functions until normal electoral governance is restored. Governor to power ase ki teo jodi bisare teo loke teo eta like you know they can he or she can appoint an interim committee and authority or any person to exercise those powers and functions. And karkale apply hoise missing autonomous council, Boro Kachari Welfare Autonomous Council, Thengal Kachari Autonomous Council, Deuri Autonomous Council, Sonwal Kachari Autonomous Council, Rabha Hasung Autonomous Council and Tiwa Autonomous Council. A specific amendment has also been made to the Tiwa Autonomous Council that the strength of the General Council has been increased to 42. Out of this, 38 members will be directly elected and 4 members will be nominated by the government from communities residing within the council area. So Tiwa Autonomous Council the separate amendment to create hoise ki now the members have been increased to 42. Tar major 38 are elected and 4 members will be nominated by the government from communities residing within the council area. Very important, supremely important. The Karbi Welfare Autonomous Council Act 2025 received the assent Governor 9 December 2025. So আমি এটো confuse হব পাৰো Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council ৰ পৰা. Please understand both are different. One is constitutional, one is like development council, autonomous council ৰ ওপৰত আমি এটা পঢ়িম. Karbi Welfare Autonomous Council, दोनों का difference also we will study. So the Karbi Welfare Autonomous Council establishes the Karbi Welfare Autonomous Council as a statutory autonomous body for the social development, educational, ethnic and cultural development of Karbi communities residing outside the 6 scheduled areas of Assam. So Karbi community overall gote Assam khonot bahut jagate ase. So jun hokol Karbi byakti hokol june 6 scheduled area bahirot thake, outside 6 scheduled area, okay, outside 6 scheduled area. Hey, outside 6 scheduled area manukhinir, Karbi manukhinir protection, socio-economic, education, ethnic, cultural development karone the Karbi Welfare Autonomous Council 2025 ulaise mane pass hoise juntoe Karbi Welfare Autonomous Council KWAC, a statutory autonomous council eta establish korise. The act specifically applies to Karbi inhabited villages outside the jurisdiction of existing constitutional autonomous council. Though some area under existing autonomous council may also be included after consultation. The legislation is significant because the Karbi community already possesses the Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council, which is actually a constitutional body, which is a 6th scheduled autonomous district council under Article 244(2) of the Constitution. However, many Karbi population live outside the territorial jurisdiction of Karbi Anglong and therefore do not perceive the institutional benefit of 6th schedule. The new KWAC attempts to address this gap. So already আমাৰ ওচৰত Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council KAC আছে যোনটো Article 244(2) of the Constitution under তাক constitutional body বা constitutional autonomous council হিচাপে ফৰ্ম কৰিছে. It is already a 6th scheduled autonomous district council. But যোনসকল Karbi ব্যক্তি হে 6th scheduled area ভিতৰত নেথাকে তেওঁলোকৰ protectionৰ কাৰণে now this Karbi Welfare Autonomous Council has been brought so that তেওঁলোকো হে benefits খিনি পায়. Unlike the Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council, which enjoys constitutional status and possesses legislative, executive, judicial and financial powers, the KWAC is only a statutory body created through state law. It mainly exercises executive development functions under powers delegated by the government. Composition to key hoy, General Council of KWAC will have 26 members, out of which 23 are directly elected while 3 are nominated by the government from underrepresented communities residing within the council area. Among the elected, 18 are reserved for ST and 3 are reserved for women. So KWAC karne 26 ta member 26 jonia eta team bonwa goise jo 23 jon directly elect hobo and 3 jona government represent koribo mane government representative dibo. Elected byakti hokolor major 18 jon ST kane reserve ar 3 jon like 3 seats are reserved for women. The term of the General Council is 5 years unless dissolved earlier. The Executive Council will have the Chief Executive Member CEM, Deputy CEM and other executive members elected from the elected members. If elections become impracticable after the expiry of the extended term of the council, the governor may assume the power and function of the General Council, appoint an interim authority. So already jetia ami egita pohilu na ami pohilu missing Boro Kachari Welfare Autonomous Council, Thengal Kasari, Deuri Autonomous, Sonwal Kasari, Rabha Asong, Tiba Autonomous Council, yat amar Karbi Welfare Autonomous Council join hoi jabo, okay. কিন্তু এটা actually বেলেগ actত নহয় আৰু separately কিন্তু গভৰ্ণৰে হে like impracticable election নোহোৱা মানে decision to Karbi Welfare Autonomous Council কাৰণেও ল'ব পাৰে. Financial structure, the act establishes a general council fund into which grants, revenue, taxes, other receipts of the council will be credited. That's what obviously KAG to supervise koribo the account of the council and prepare annual budgets. That's what I'm a governor of Dibo before expenditure can be incurred. Our important safeguard is that by the council exists for protection and development of Karbi identity. The interest of non-tribal and other ethnic community within the council area must also be protected. That's obvious. So I do difference between KAC মানে যোনটো এতিয়া আমাৰ ওচৰত already আছে the Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council which is a constitutional body and the Karbi Welfare Autonomous Council. So Karbi Welfare Autonomous Council is statutory. Etu to ami buji palo. Karbi Welfare Autonomous Council is statutory and Constitutional Autonomous Council it's constitutional. তাৰপিছত এইটো welfare oriented body হয় আৰু এইটো constitutional protected self governing institution বহুতখিনি power আছে Karbi inhabited areas outside the sixth schedule এইটো inside the sixth schedule তাৰপিছত power over subjects exercise executive and development authority over 34 subjects such as agriculture fishery education tourism transport rural road public health urban planning possesses legislative executive and judicial function of course like kiba hoy amar constitutional autonomous body hoy they are much more powerful than the statutory autonomous council and hitwe ami ইয়াত দেখা পাইছো বাৰু Judicial power naikia ya judicial power ase quasi judicial financial power tax collect corporate toll fee water rate sanitation charges license fees greater financial autonomy and constitutional powers enjoy kore KACA administrative role implements welfare scheme formula development plans local trade activities manages council property and broader autonomous ase mane GU amar KWAC ase tar it's a like subsection of KAC henuka relationship with the state government mainly delegated by the state but it is constitutionally protected our core character hold decentralized and welfare governance and constitutional autonomy now last but not the least very important again very important okay but with this we will be ending the session I think 1.5 hours to hole again but it is very important so I again ask you guys to go through the video very well so bahut kita university notun ke establish korise koribole act pass hoise amar ohomot so hey university kita ami etia sai lom boga koi lom tetia bhal hobo so the first university jar karne act pass hoise is the edtech skill university okay etu karne act pass hoise কোট পাতা হব edtech skill university গেলাপুখুৰী তিনসুকিয়া 105 বিঘা অলৰেডি allotment হৈ গৈছে Subject area of expertise কি হব skill development ওপৰত কাম কৰিব vocational education ওপৰত কাম কৰিব apprentices trainer training NSQF NHEQF align education so basically this will be on skill development and vocational education unique feature কি হব skill based education under NEP designed as a skilling hub rather than a conventional university so skill university নামটো দিয়া মানে এটো নহয় কি it will be less than university it will be more of a skill hub than a university और स्किल डेवलपमेंट और वोकेशनल एजुकेशन ऊपर काफी ध्यान दिया होगा कोड बनाइছে to গেলাপুখুৰী ডিস্ট্রিক্ট গেলাপুখুৰী তিনসুকিয়া ডিস্ট্রিক্ট দেন মা কামাখ্যা ইউনিভাৰ্চিটি সিপাঝাৰ কনস্টিটিউয়েন্ট এসেম্বলি দেৰং ডিস্ট্ৰিক্টত এটো বনাবলে ধাৰ্য হৈছে মাটি বিচাৰি আছে জেনাৰেল হায়াৰ এডুকেশ্যন এডভান্স লাৰ্নিং এণ্ড ৰিসাৰ্চ sponsored by গৱেষণা ইউনিভাৰ্চিটি ফাউণ্ডেশ্যন linked with symbolically কামাখ্যা cultural identity so মা কামাখ্যা ইউনিভাৰ্চিটি এখন আহি আছে সিপাঝাৰ এসেম্বলি কনস্টিটিউয়েন্সি দৰঙত Sukafa University, Code Ahise, Soraideo, Soraideo District Ahise, multidisciplinary higher education with focus on arts, science, law, medicine, technology, agriculture, vocational education. So, our normal university hoy ekhon, sob bostu cover koribo pare ekhon university, named after Saulim Sukafa, founder of Ahom Kingdom, designed as a teaching residential and affiliating university with strong emphasis on NEP. So, Ma Kamakya University or Sukafa University, basically higher education porhabo para university, Jagato Belek, but EdTech Skill University is more of a skill development university. Azim Premji University, proposed outside Guwahati municipal area with minimum 20 acres and large built-up infrastructure, basically will be outside Guwahati itself. Education, social sciences, humanities, science, public policy, development study, teacher education, medicine and health sciences Pahar Jabo, Azim Premji University. Philanthropic and non-profit university model, major focus on teacher education, social transformation and inclusion. Nerim eta bonwa goise Nerim Institute quote multi-campus model across North Guwahati, Mongoldoy and Sipajhar. So tinita across a multi-campus model Nerim bonabo boli act ulaise act pass hoise. Management, commerce and law, computer science, education, psychology, social work and rural development. Pre-existing ecosystem ase Nerim College, Law College, B.Ed tar logote etu involve hobo aru Swami Vivekananda University eta bonabo boli act pass hoise. Operational campus and IT park in Kokrajhar and permanent campus in Udalguri BPO, Bichni Revenue Circle, Chirang. General higher education and research located partly within Borderland territorial context, combined IT park, permanent rural campus infrastructure, etc. So, a gutekhini bostu a Satra Notun University kane act pass hoise. Our board university already upgrade hoise to the university level, but hebu 2024 ote hua. So, mo include nai kora, but amar test series or ta upor mo proshno hudim boli mo bhabi thoisu. So with this we come to an end to the all important aru kiba kibi dher dhorok GST amendment shop amendment ebu kiba ase but from my perspective tar pora APSC question nobone but then again this is my perspective so these are the most important laws বা acts that have been passed by the Assam Legislative Assembly and বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয় এইটো বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট বহুত কষ্ট কৰিছো মই এইটো আপোনালোকৰ কাৰণে বহুত কষ্ট কৰি ওলাইছো এইটো এণ্ড মই যেতিয়া বনাই আছিলো আই ৱাজ টেলিং জ্ঞানদীপ that this is gold okay this is gold মই কোতে বনাই আছিলো এণ্ড I would have loved it যদি মোৰ টাইমত এইটো কোনোবাই বনাই দিলেহেঁতেন I don't remember কি আপোনাৰ প্ৰশ্ন আহিছে নাই but I think this is a syllabus blind spot আমি বেলেগ কিবা কিবি পঢ়ি আছো কাৰেণ্ট এফেয়াৰ্স পঢ়ি আছো নিউজত অহা বস্তু বাট গভৰ্ণমেণ্টে কি কৰিছে এছেম্বলিত কি এক্ট পাছ হৈছে ইটছ ভেৰি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট ফৰ আছ টু লুক এট দ্যাট চ' আই হেভ ব্ৰট দিছ ফৰ ইউ গাইজ এণ্ড ছটা নে সাতটা পঢ়িলো আমি এইখিনি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট আছিলে যিমান দূৰ মই জিম কৰিব পাৰিছো which I am very rarely wrong but this is what we have presented to you guys and মই বাৰে বাৰে গৈছো this is a glimpse of our crash course this is a glimpse of our current affairs this is a glimpse of our Assam plus আমি exactly এনেকুৱাকে কাম কৰো foundation to foundation this is different this is deep and this is what we have brought to you guys and I hope this really helps you and যদি আপোনালোকক মোৰ আমাৰ হেল্প লাগে I think you should just contact at 7638032775 and I do not think that you will ever feel যে এটো লৈ নললে হল হয় এটো লবলে আছিলে so till you come to us for help because today or tomorrow you'll need a mentorship like share subscribe Sandpaper Academy for civil services thank you